Yo, this is UndaSkore, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be making a dark UK drill beat. Let's get straight into it.
UndaSkore.
So I'm getting more and more into UK drill, especially the darker stuff. A lot of M1 on the beat and Ghosty type beats. Okay, so first things first, we're just going to put the BPM to about 141. You already know for a drill beat, it's going to have to be 140 up to 150 maximum. Now my plan is to make this a piano based beat. I think that the best dark UK drill beats have these really subtle dark pianos with a bit of halftime on there, and then they go crazy with the 808s and the percussion side. So we're going to start off trying to create a dark melody with the piano, and I'm just using an analog lab for this. And for some effects, I'm just going to put on some RC20 first, just to change the character of the sound a little bit. And then I'm also going to put halftime on it. Now a lot of the time it's good to create a melody first and then add the halftime afterwards, because you can get some interesting effects. But if you start off with the halftime on there, you can come up with something completely different. I'm going to start off in C minor, but I might change the scale afterwards depending on the 808 we use. So when you're doing these drill chords, it's good to start off with a really basic chord that creates the sort of dark vibe that you want. And then try not to move too many notes. I find that having a root note, like in this case the C, just having it anchor there and then changing other notes creates a good dark vibe. You don't want anything too melodic with these crazy chord progressions, I think. And then in the last one. So I'm just going to resample this now and change it into audio, because I don't want to change the actual MIDI, and it's also going to save on CPU. Just going to make sure there's an audio track below it and it's set to resampling, and then we just arm it. Simple as. I'm just now going to record and let it bounce. So let's stick with Analog Lab for now and see if there's anything else, maybe a sort of horn or flute sound. So just really simple, but just adding a bit more texture to things, I hope. And now the final thing is I'm just going to group them all together so that I can affect them together. Okay, so what I like to do next is start moving on to the percussion. I'll add in some hi-hats and snares and things like that before going on to the 808. So I'm going to be using the J Cactus Prick Kit Volume 4. Shout out to J Cactus, one of the best drill YouTubers. I've learnt so much from him, and this kit is fantastic. I'm going to try something here. And just give it a little slope. It's a really bent slope. There we go. So you can see it's really simple, but it just adds a nice cool little effect. And that's how you do the drill shuffle with the hi-hats and the snare. What I like to do next is just add a few more perk sounds just to give it a bit more atmosphere, and then we'll move on to the 808. It's just little things like this. Okay, so now with the 808 on this, as with everything, it's all about the sound selection first and foremost, but what you want to make sure is that there's a long tail so you can do those glides, and that it has a bit of a punch to it. What I'm going to do is make sure that there's only one voice, turn off the warp, loop and snap, turn on the glide, and we'll play around with the time after we've started doing the slides, but for now that should be enough. And I'm just doing it a few octaves higher for now, just to make sure you can hear the tone of the sound. Okay, so I think for the first 808 that is fine, and then what I do is I copy it over. I'm going to change the color so I don't get lost, and then I use this one to do some crazier slides and whatever. Oh, I like that. So when it comes to the placement of these, I mean, you can match them to the 808s, you can leave some out. So what I do is I just copy it over, and once again, trial and error. We'll just throw in a MIDI hi-hat pattern and see if there's something good. So now we're going to start arranging it a bit, and that gives us some ideas for what to do when it comes to a drop and things like that. For the drop, I just want to make sure that I've got some cool stuff happening, so some crashes and things like that. What I like to do is just play around with different sort of stutter effects. So I like to use Shaperbox for this, but there's probably lots of different ways to do it manually. And it's a tape stop effect called crush stop, and it's a 4-bar effect. So you just need to turn it on, 4 bars before the drop. And now this is what we've got with the arrangement. So there you go, that's how simple it can be to make a UK drill beat these days. I'll play the full beat in a minute. I'm just going to finish arranging it and adding some more cool tricks. I've got a lot more cool content coming out soon, so make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, have a good one. Peace out.